welcome to the Billowing Hilltop podcast. I'm here with everybody. Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Good evening.
We are celebrating 2 years of the Billowing Hilltop podcast. Can anybody believe that we have made it through 2 years?
It seems a lot longer. It seems a lot longer.
Who'd have thunk it, eh?
Who'd have thunk
It's
it?
COVID, isn't it? It compresses time.
Does it? Well, it hasn't come
That
down
was
to me.
pre-lockdown one. It seems I've been doing this forever.
You lovely, hand-picked bunch of readers. Thanks for sticking with us. As always, if you want to contact us, you can email us at hello@billowinghilltop.com. And what do we do with those emails, Paul?
We throw them away.
We put them in Paul's distended sack. I've noticed, by the way, the left lobe of that sack is getting increasingly out of kilter. So I think we need to do a bit of redistribution. You can find us on Twitter at Billowing Hilltop. You can find us on Facebook. It's wonderful for us if you leave us a rating or a review on your podcast app of choice because it helps us with our listings. Otherwise, thanks for listening for 2 years and we'll push on. Oh, no, there is one thing we've got to talk about.
What's that?
We have been, this is extraordinary. We have been nominated. Do you know what EN World is?
Yeah, of course
Paul?
I do. Yeah.
Okay, so for the readers, EN World is the legendary RPG news publisher run by Morris. Do you know Morris?
Yeah.
Anyway, they run an annual podcast of the year competition.
Don't really know.
And we have been
No.
nominated for this thing. So
Can you check with them?
there may have been an administrative error. I can't really think of any other explanation. Anyway, dear readers, why not? Let's give it a shot. Yeah, I suspect we're going to not do very well, but we might do respectably with your help. If you are feeling generous, dear reader,
Really generous.
really generous, you can visit enworld.org and hopefully on their homepage there's a link where you can vote for us. Look for the actual play podcast section. And I've added the link. If you open your podcast app that you're listening to this very thing on right now and you look at the show notes with this episode, there's a link in there that you can click on. So make it easier. I've kind of had a look. There's about 30 podcasts in there, including us, which is kind of weird. You'll need to log into the EN World site. If you're like an old seasoned RPGer, you may already have a login for EN World. If you don't, you'll need to create one, but it doesn't take a second. We're down under the Billowing Hilltop, so you'll need to scroll to the bottom of the list. Give us a vote. I mean, our gratitude knows no bounds. So we did have some admin. We did have some news to talk about. Otherwise, I don't think we really have much else. And we'll push on with episode 68 of the Billowing Hilltop podcast, Hooves Got a Friend.
Nice name.
Good evening, everyone.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Just me.
Good evening.
Hello. No, good evening. Just Dan. Everybody else
on
is
his
hiding.
own.
Hopefully, I'm here with Dan and Graham and Paul and Johnny
Hello.
and Lucas.
On a jet plane.
Everyone knows his name. Ooh, yummy beer. At last, I'm allowed beer. Delicious.
Oh, I might need a beer.
At last you're allowed. What does at last you're allowed a beer? Since I saw you last.
Yeah, it's been
Yes,
a very
exactly.
long time, Graham.
It's been since the weekend since I've been allowed a beer. Graham and I met in person last weekend, readers, and we drank enormous quantities of beer. We did. And talked about D&D pretty much the entire time. But there we go. That's not like you, Dan. Dan
What?
never normally has beer in the evening.
Well, I've got some IPA in the fridge downstairs that was bought for me. This Derbyshire, I think it's called, I can't remember, but yeah, it looks rather nice. And it's what's cold
Not-
in the fridge.
Not Thornbridge.
Don't think so. I might go and get it in a second.
They're in Derbyshire.
I've got a beer.
You got beer, not North London Tap.
Everybody's there. We're all drinking
My
beer.
beer is North London Tap. Imagine
Oh,
beer.
Oh yeah.
yes. We recommend SodaStream.
It's fizzy water that I'm pretending is beer.
Yes, I think a beer sounds like a good idea, actually.
Yes, it might be that alcohol might just dull the
Senses.
sharp pain of what we're about to go through. Who wants to set the scene of where we are? No recap, just set the scene. Somebody tell us.
We're in the middle
our-
of a fight.
We're at a door and there's lots
Sort
of
of.
ghouls on the other side of it, and we're about to get our heads
We're at the
kicked
start
in
of a
from it.
fight. Start
That's
of a really
basically the deal.
scary fight, by the looks of
Yeah,
it.
what we're going to start
With
with,
some kind of banshee thing as well.
some kind of, there's something that's head has opened
Yes.
like
Shrieking
on a
thing.
hinge,
Yes.
like a kind of Muppet.
Yes.
And the inside of the head is all teeth and mouth and an enormous tongue.
Yes.
And it's gone Oh, that's not a very good screech. But anyway, it screeched at you.
Can I make
Only you can hear the screech, Alessandra,
Yes.
because your friends
the only
are all
one next
tucked.
to it. Let's put it like that.
Well, they're all tucked inside a silent spell as well.
And about a mile away.
And about a
Well,
mile
not
away.
quite
But
a
from
mile away.
orbit, they can see you.
Yeah.
You need to make a DC 14 wisdom save, Alessandra, when you hear this screech. You do. Now, you have advantage because you put wax in your ears. I can't emphasize how important it is that you make this save, Alessandra,
Okay.
for your
All right.
future adventuring career.
Well, let's give it a go, shall we? The first roll is a 15.
A 15, well, you make it. You don't need to make another roll.
That's a relief.
You feel this kind of awful, cold, malevolent horror shoot through you when you hear this scream. And even though you save, you take 8 points of psychic damage.
8 points of psychic damage.
8 points
You
of psychic
on a save.
Bastard.
Now, I think that's that before we roll initiative.
Is that hinge-head?
That was hinge-head. You've got a series of these wormy ghoul creatures in this chamber in front of you, Alessandra, including hinge-head.
Mm-hmm.
One of them has just opened the door. It's holding it open.
How polite.
It's very nice of you. Yeah, very nice of it. I think it wants to just... your hat, sir? Coat? The one just inside the door has got a weird kind of... Something that would actually resonate with you, actually, Paul. Has got a weird, disjointed, misshapen spine that prongs out of its back.
Thank you. That's kind.
One behind it looks like it's a bit limpy. There's another one which has got a weird bendy arm that goes the wrong way. One of them's
That's
ear, I've called her ear dangle. Her ear is hanging off at the bottom by the lobe.
Nice.
One of them has got a backwards foot and a forwards foot. There's Hingehead, and then right at the back behind Hingehead, one of them has basically only half a skull. So you've just got kind of the top set of teeth and no jawbone. And green worms are kind of bubbling up inside that gap.
It's all very good.
Let's have initiative.
That's the first one of the evening, getting initiative of 4 for Alessandra.
Okay.
5 for both.
Oh, a 17 plus 3, a 20 for Parker.
13.
So there's this screech. Alessandra, you could see you lot hanging back in the silent spell. Can't hear anything, obviously, but you could see Alessandra sort of shudder a little. And top of the round, on 20, round 1, it is Parker.
Right, Parker will move forward, staying within the silent spell until he's 15 foot away from the one in front of Alessandra.
Right, so just running up behind Alessandra.
Yeah, and then he will do this Fangs of the Fire Snake.
Yep.
So he gets 3 attacks, 15 foot reach. First attack,
Does he
Hitting-
have to have a clear path to this creature?
it doesn't say that. It just says
I mean, if you had
increases my reach to 15.
if you had a great big pole arm and you wanted to attack it, and you had Alessandra between you and it in a corridor, how does it work? Forget the fangs of the forget the fire snake
A
bit.
creature with 15 foot reach can attack any creature within 15 foot of it, surely.
It doesn't have to worry about things standing between it and the thing that it's attacking.
Yeah, it does.
Does it?
There's obviously cover between the two of them.
Well, cover works on range attacks, doesn't it? Only. What if he was a hill giant with 15 foot reach, towering over the scene, reaching past Alessandra to attack the thing behind it? I don't know. Possibly. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt, Parker, with your fangs of the fire snake. I think it's like a supernatural attack. I don't think you're physically reaching through Alessandra with incredibly long arms. Or is that what's happening?
Mr. Tickle.
Yeah. Is it Mr. Tickle, or is it like some kind of spectral thing? What's the deal?
Yeah, need to go and look it up in the... here it says, when you use the attack action on your turn, you can spend 1 key point to increase your reach with your unarmed strikes for the rest of the turn. A hit with this attack deals fire damage instead of bludgeoning. And if you spend 1 key point when the attack hits, it also deals an extra 1d10 fire damage. So there's no... I'll have to go and look in the player's handbook or something if there's sort of any more flowery
There's
language
nothing under
about
reach that says anything about it, so we're going to let you go with it. Okay, off we go. So do your attacks.
Right, well, the first one I did, being honest, the first one I rolled was a 6, so that's armor class 12.
Mhm.
You're gonna is that a hit or a miss?
That is a miss.
The
Oh,
sec-
actually. Hold up, everyone. Armor class. That's a hit.
Oh, excellent. So that's a D6 plus 3 is 9 points of damage. That was lucky.
Yep. And you're attacking with. Can we just make this clear? You've got your hands are bigger, right?
I'm assuming it is some kind of crackly. It does fire damage.
Fine. Okay. I'm
and
assuming that.
as a
Okay. So
monk, it's magical.
it's right. So it's
unarmed
not.
strikes
You're
count
not
as
making.
magical weapons.
You're not making physical contact with these things. Is my
No.
point.
I would no.
Okay. Fine. Okay. So yeah.
Well, I don't know. I mean, that's very. I'll have to go
Okay, no, you're not.
read it up. Yeah.
So what
Okay.
it says is when you attack on your attack action with one
Yeah.
key point, causing tendrils of flame to stretch out from your fists and feet.
Fine. Okay.
You reach
that's
your
all I needed to
unarmed
know.
strike. Yeah, the reach increased by 10 foot.
The second one was a 2, so that I'm guessing that's an arm class 8. That's probably a
That's
miss,
a miss.
right?
Yep.
And the third one, I'm not going to do a flurry of blows. Save that is an armor class 18, so I'm guessing that is a hit.
That is a hit. Definitely. Yeah.
That will be another 4 points of damage.
Okie dokie. So it looks pretty, beaten up by that. It doesn't look like it's particularly vulnerable to your fire damage, but it looks pretty beaten up. It's not bloodied, but it's not miles off, you would have said. Okay, and then that's it for you, right?
Yep, that's me done.
Buggraft, Uncle Buggy, off we go with you on 16. It is your go.
Right. I am assuming you can do a bonus action as an action if you so wish.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, you can just take a bonus action and forego your action. It's the same thing, right?
But I mean, basically, I can take two things that are noted as being as bonus actions. If one of them is taken as an action.
You can only take one bonus action on your turn, whatever happens. You can't use an action. You can't burn your action to do two bonus actions in a turn. No, so far as I understand the rules.
Sure, it doesn't make sense. I mean, if for example, I would like to cast a spiritual weapon, which can be cast as a bonus action, but I want to do it as an action.
But you can't.
Surely I can do that. And the bonus action just gives me the option of doing a quick spell.
I take your point, but I don't know how that works. Are we going to Google it already? Graham, what do you think? Always go to Graham.
I don't know. I mean, I can see Johnny's logic, but I don't know that there's any way that it allows you to. You can't swap out actions, can you? You can't take an action as a move action, unless you have to take a specific action that is move, isn't it? Dash.
Yes.
There's probably a paragraph of text somewhere that says, if you wish to take a bonus action as an action, then you may do so.
No, actually, I can see answers. No, actions cannot be traded for bonus actions. Various class features, spells, and other abilities let you take an additional action on your turn called a bonus action. You can't exchange an action for a bonus action. So this is in the first internet hit I've seen. So
All right,
it must be to do with.
So I'm going to do. I'm going to have to do my spell which I can do as a bonus action. When I've got nothing to do on my action.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know.
oh dear.
Doesn't
Run
make
around
sense.
in a circle.
Can I just have a?
The thing is, I've got lots of bonus actions I want to do, but
Oh, sorry. Can I just have a second? Sorry. Just thinking about it. Sorry, everybody.
You're just thinking about it.
Oh, just about Johnny and I can't-
Are you upset?
all right, okay.
I just think he can't take the. All he wanted to do was just. Anyway, sorry. On we go.
All right, so I'm doing
I'm better now.
a bonus action. I'm casting a spiritual weapon.
The fates of life.
Has it got a verbal component?
Has it got a verbal component? Let me just check. It's yes.
In that case, you can't because you're in the silent spell.
Nasty Mike's arrived.
Nasty.
Hello, nasty Mike.
Nasty Mike.
You find that out, obviously, as you try and cast it, leaving no time to spend your bonus action. on
Actually, that's
raging
nasty
instead.
Mike.
No, I remember.
Just too. Yeah, you do, but just too late.
My character. I don't remember, but my character does. So
That's
I'm
really
gonna-
good role playing, actually, Johnny.
Yeah, it's good. It's,
So-
it's proper role playing.
Yeah,
It's
really
the opposite of
immersive.
metagaming. So I'm going to move down into this corridor, the small
Yeah.
side corridor, out of the silent spell. Then I'm going to do a spiritual weapon,
Yes.
and then I'm drawing my axe. I think I probably had it already drawn. But
Yeah, fair enough. And where are you summoning
I'm
your?
summoning it
spiritual weapon?
I think is it 20 feet away? Let me see. 60 feet. I'm summoning it behind the first ghoul, behind Alessandra.
Can you summon it somewhere you can't see? Asks Nasty Mike. If it says a point you designate within range, that's fine. If it says somewhere you can see, then you can't see it.
It doesn't say.
Really?
It just says within range, casting a floating spectral weapon within range. So
that sounds to me like you can
do it without seeing it.
Yeah.
Okay, so have you got a little icon thing?
Yeah, we can do something about that.
And then I'm going to bash with it.
Yes. 1 second.
So
just checking this bit. 1 second. Everybody just everybody calm down. Can you attack something you can't see with a spiritual weapon? Is it
yes,
autonomous?
Yes, you can. Yes, it's autonomous. Well, I probably need to see if I change the target. I can move it to a different target next round. I'd probably have to see that. But it's autonomous.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, fine. Well, in that case, off you go.
So it's a spell attack, so it's +5. I roll this and add 5. I rolled a 24.
There's a hit on spine prong.
10 points of damage.
10 points of damage on spine prong, the one that's holding the door open. Okay.
Yes, and then I'm going to move back into the silent spell at the edge of the corridor. Could I ready an action? Because I haven't actually done an action yet.
You can ready an action using as your action, yes.
To attack any ghoulie that runs up to me. Yep. Or whatever these creatures are.
Just reading this, Mike.
Yeah.
A clear path to the target. To target something, you must have a clear path to it, so it can't be behind total cover. If you place an area of effect at a point that you can't see, and an obstruction such as a wall is between you and that point, the point of origin comes into being on the near side of that obstruction.
Yeah, but his bringing the spiritual weapon into existence, it's then attacking from where it is. There's no line that's involved between him and where he's, right? There's not a damage thing that's emanating from him going through obstructions. He's bringing something into being. That's what I think.
Yeah, it just appears within 60 feet where I want, and then it's independently attacks.
Yeah, Dan.
No, but okay, well, it's up to you.
Well, I mean, that's okay. No, I'm going to go with Dan. Thanks, Dan. I agree. You can't summon that. No, of course not. I'm joking. It's fine. You can summon, for example, you can summon a spiritual weapon, and you can have it appear somewhere. Let's say there is a line of sight. This is a weird distraction, but anyway, say there is a line of sight to where you bring it into being. There it is fighting the orc. You can then wander off and not be able to see it anymore, and it will fight independently, right? You can also bring into being effects. It specifically says within range and doesn't say places that you can see. Then there's the line of effect rule, which is about something where you are casting a spell at something, and if you can't have a spell, you can't have an obstruction between you and the target of the spell. But there's no target of this spell.
But the point about the area of effect, if you cast the area of effect about a point that you know that's within range behind a wall, it comes into effect in front of that wall. You can't cast it the other side of a wall.
You can't cast a fireball like that, no.
Because that comes out as a P, doesn't it?
Or a spike growth, or a silent spell, or a fog cloud. Any area of effect spell you can't cast like that.
It's not an area of effect spell, though.
No, it's not. But the implication is that you're basically, you have to have a line of effect. Whatever you want. You're the DM.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to play it like this for now, and then we're going to have a think about it after this session. And if we think, having read through a little bit more, that we're getting it wrong, we'll change it. But for now, Johnny gets the benefit of the doubt. Sessions, what is your initiative modifier?
+3.
Sessions, it is your turn on 13.
Okay, so I'm going to move out of the silent spell, remembering that I cast it to sit at the back of the corridor, so I can see down the corridor.
Yeah. You got Park. You got
so I can see kind of past Parker through the silent
past Buggy
spell.
Where he's just stepped out. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'm going to try out my Toll the Dead on it. That's got 60-foot range, so I think that's within range.
Yes.
Needs to make it does necrotic damage, if that's the
necrotic damage. Yep. And it needs to make what kind of save?
It's a Wisdom DC 15.
It fails that save. How much damage is it?
8 points of necrotic damage.
Okay, you don't think it seems as injured as you were hoping with your...
Yeah, I guess that might be the case.
Anything else from you, Sessions?
That's it, I think, for now.
Right, it's them. Complicated stuff ensues. The first thing that happens is I roll a d6. You don't want me to get a 5 or a 6. I don't get a 5 or a 6. That makes life a little bit easier for you guys.
Why?
The shouty scream refreshing.
The next thing that happens is that foot backwards, the one standing by the set of double doors on your left as you're looking into this hall.
Oh, there are double doors down there, are there?
He swings his double door open and goes through it. And Bendy Arm, who is also near the double doors on the left-hand side of the room, opens his double door and then runs through that too. So they both disappear from view. But as they swing those doors open, the room is bathed from whatever is past those doors in a kind of sickly green radiance.
The maggot chamber.
The mother of all maggots.
It is, you would say, identical to the green radiance that you can see in the what you might call the kind of weird birthing chamber of this superworm.
We're doomed.
Then what happens is that Spine Prong is going to attack Alessandra. Attacking Alessandra, he's got a couple of slam attacks. The first attack thumps its hand at you, hitting armor class 23.
That's
going to be a hit.
It's going to be a hit. I've got an uncanny dodge, so I can half this damage.
It's slamming. It's bludgeoning damage. It's 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
No, I'll take 3 then.
And
yes,
nobody goes home empty-handed. You get a little gift as well.
Oh, I get
Alessandra.
Do I?
A little green worm.
Oh, lovely.
All fresh and new and shiny and friendly.
All for my very own.
It nuzzles into you. And then this thing hits you again, or tries to. Hitting armor class. Armor class 25. That is
need the Spirit Guardians.
Can you use your uncanny dodge twice in it? No? Okay, so it's another 6 points of bludgeoning damage. And another little worm joins you on your adventure.
I'll have to move forward with the worm thrasher.
Yes, please.
Now, next. Silence isn't a concentration spell, is it?
I think it is, probably.
Ear Dangle lurches forward, pulls its weird misshapen arm back, flips it, flinging a worm at Parker. Parker, your armor class is probably a bit improved by Alessandra's giving you a little bit of cover there. It hits armor class 24. You think that might actually hit you with a worm?
Yes.
I'm exaggerating. I'm very sorry. Armor class 22, and actually with a couple of points of cover, that's armor class 20. No. That's not. Is that still a hit?
No, that's not a hit.
No, so it's going to need more than that. Okay, and its second worm fling, trying to get base. No luck. Now, Limpy shuffles up next to Spine Prong and attacks Alessandra in the doorway. Now, Limpy has gone out of sight for the rest of you. Only Alessandra, you can see Limpy. Yeah, Limpy's attacking you around the corner. You're getting a bit of cover as a result of that. First attack from Limpy hits armor class 17, not enough.
Yes, armor class 17
enough. It is enough.
Yeah.
Well, you get a couple of points of cover, though, so that's really only 15.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, not enough.
Is not enough, and it misses with its second attack. Now, Hinge-head. We'll worry about Hinge-head in a moment, and we'll worry about Half Skull. Ear Dangle has gone. The next thing that happens is that hall is plunged into darkness all the way up to Ear Dangle. So you can still see Ear Dangle standing about 15 feet into the room, past the door. But the rest of the room suddenly just disappears into darkness. Even with dark vision, you can't see into it.
So the far end of the room.
Yeah, the far end of most of the room past about 15 feet in just is plunged into darkness. Alessandra, you can hear something moving. It's clearly moving into the room under the cover of this darkness. Give me a perception check.
26 with a natural 20.
Yeah, well, you not only can distinguish the sound crisply, but you also can determine the origin of it. And it sounds nothing so much like something walking on hooves.
Oh.
Beelzebub.
stamping into the darkness.
Nice.
Beelzebub.
And I think that kind of sums up.
How many hooves?
Well, I would say. Well, you have no idea about any of this, I'm afraid.
Is it 2 hooves or is it 4 hooves?
I'll take. Do you want? Should we go into the broom cupboard? It is 2 hooves for you metagamers out there.
2 soups.
No, it's a cow. Everybody, it's just a giant cow that's been brought into the combat.
It's fine. It's good.
And we go on to Burple on 5.
I'm thinking it's a bone devil. That's my theory.
Okay.
A bone devil on
hooves. Don't they have hoof feet?
Well, that's
trying to think of the picture.
Completely scuppered my plan.
You had a plan?
I have a plan. I always have a plan.
Oh,
No.
oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realise.
Are you really upset?
No, I don't know. Can I just? Sorry,
Have
can
a
everybody
moment.
can I just? He's just.
Yeah,
All
just
day he's been.
shut up.
He pinned his little heart.
Shut your
Anyway. Ooh, shut your hole.
God, what shall I do then? I don't know.
I don't care. Johnny just waiting for moments to chip into your round and see if he can undermine.
Biddly. Oh, I know what I'll do. I will use my daylight spell
Yeah, excellent.
and cast it on top of the darkness spell.
Really good.
Okay,
Really, really good.
let's have a look at that
You
then.
can do that.
Why?
Aren't you
I'll
standing
take a
within
step.
silence?
Yeah, I'll take a few steps back. I was going to take a few steps back anyway.
Oh,
So I'll take some steps back
Think you
out,
know
of
somebody.
the silent spell next to Sessions and cast a... Hold on a second. Let me just work that out. Let me just check that that's legal, as they say. Yes. Ooh.
60-foot range, 12 squares. So 12 squares.
It overlaps, doesn't it? And it's a 60-foot radius. So I can cast it on top of, whatever he is. Can't see his label now.
Ear dangle, she. God,
Sorry.
everyday sexism.
Well, going on the avatar,
probably an it, isn't it?
but I don't need to cast it on it. It just needs to overlap, doesn't it? Daylight is a higher...
Yeah, for
it's a
the
third
area
level
he's
Yeah,
cover.
yeah.
The area of the centre.
Yes.
The range is to where the centre of the daylight would be.
Yes, but it doesn't matter because if any of the spell's area overlaps with an area of darkness created by a
60-foot
spell
radius.
of 3rd level or lower, that spell that created that darkness is dispelled. So, rather pleasingly, you burnt a 3rd level spell.
Yeah, but
and
it's not actually a 3rd level spell. It's a power. It comes from being super brilliant.
Oh, how lovely.
So I shall use that. There you go.
Okay, and I will switch off the darkness spell. You'll be very pleased to learn.
To reveal the full horror of our predicament.
Well, I don't know about horror. What you can see standing in front of Hinge-headed is now this creature. A mildly corpulent figure with hooved feet. Is it a tiefling? It may be a bit. It's certainly quite fiendishly touched. There are vestigial horns growing from the sides of its head, above its eyebrows. It looks belligerent. It looks extremely angry. When its darkness disappears, you can see Burple. You can't hear it, obviously. You can see it say, "Bug on food."
What an odd creature.
It's a devil or a demon, like
You feel like it seems deeply fiendishly touched. It looks like it's bearing all of the marks of having some sort of demonic element to it. And it's carrying a warhammer that is like an absence of light. You could kind of see that it's got a handle. It has got some sort of physical properties, but the head of this warhammer and the haft of it is so black as to effectively be disappeared. And even looking at the warhammer makes you kind of puts a bit of a chill into your heart, Burple.
Sort of negative energy type thing, or
Staring down the corridor at you. You don't know that it knows that you're responsible for the end of its darkness, but it looks cross. It's male. It's about, you'd have thought it must be about 50 or 60 years old, this thing, if it was a human, but it's, or a tiefling. That is basically what I can tell you about it. It's wearing a breastplate. It looks angry and malevolent. Anything else from you, Burple?
Yes, I'm going to step back into the silence.
Okay, and on to Alessandra on 4. Bottom of the round.
Well, Alessandra's, thinking to herself, God, if only somebody had something like a lightning strike or something, that would pass through all of these nicely lined up in a straight line kind of
nice, wouldn't it?
things. If only somebody had that. She's thinking it to herself. She's not, obviously going to say anything because there's no point because everybody else is in a silent spell.
That's true, and also there's no point because
there's no sorcerer.
You've got no wizard. I wonder why.
Yeah, you don't have
because he got abandoned.
I was thinking about Grimbold the other day.
Were you?
And just a little smile chased its way across my face.
He was abandoned.
At least I have a face, unlike Grimbold.
And this is why you're without a sorcerer.
Now he's lying he was put on the swamp.
Well, no, he was buried feet up.
He's a bog body.
Oh,
he was buried feet up. His feet were sticking out.
Feet up. Oh, so he's like a little seat. People can
someone
sit
dig
on
him up in about 1,000 years.
Dug it deep enough. Yeah.
And wonder what happened. Some sort of ritual activity, probably.
Let's not get distracted too much by this, and let's keep going with Alessandra. What are you doing, Alessandra?
Well, thankfully, Alessandra's got this new mobile feat.
I was going to say this new mobile. And so she's going to call for help.
She's going to go, ah! I think we need to reduce the face. So she's going to do an attack, and then she's just going to move back. So she's going to attack with a rapier on Spine Prong.
Spine Prong, the one in front of you, yep.
Hitting armor class 8.
Armor class 8 is a miss.
Well, no shit. But I could do the other attack. I can do the crossbow attack.
Yeah, at Spine Prong.
That's better. Hitting armor class 24.
24, yeah.
Is a hit.
That is a hit on Spine Prong. Yep.
Doing an enormous 5 points of damage, and then she is going to move back 5 foot, and because she has got the mobile feat, she doesn't provoke an attack of opportunity.
So she just goes and stands next to Parker in the corridor in the silent spell.
Yep.
Excellent. I'm just going to check on that crossbow attack. I just wonder whether or not, because they're like skeletal, some of these things resist piercing damage a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a non-magical crossbow?
It's a +1 crossbow.
Is the rapier non-magical?
The rapier is non-magical.
Okay, fine. Thank you very much. It's just just making sure I've got all of that. Fine. Well, it looks bloodied. I mean, to the extent that it can be bloodied. Bear in mind, it has no blood. It's just got flashy, flappy bits of rubbish. We move on to Parker on 20 at top of the round 2.
I will do the same attack as last round.
Yeah.
On the one right in front of us. Hitting armor class
thingy of
25.
the what's it snake. Yeah,
thingy of the what's it doodahs.
Thingy of the what's it doodahs.
8 points of damage.
Yeah, fire damage. Yeah.
Yeah, magical.
Yeah, magical fire damage. Got it? Yes. That all seems to be going through.
Second attack must also be a hit for 7 points.
Oh, okay. Yes, it's looking quite.
Still up.
Yeah.
All right. It gets the last one in, and that's a 17.
It's another hit.
Another hit for 6 points of damage.
Right. It is. You think it's clinging on?
Oh, Jesus!
And we move on.
They're not short of hit points. These things.
I've got my ears blocked, haven't I, with wax?
No, you haven't.
I'm sure I did. No.
I'm absolutely certain, because I have checked the tape, that you haven't. The only person who said they were blocking their ears with wax was Alessandra. And I went back and checked 2 or 3 times to make sure that I wasn't going to get any trouble. Anyway, your spiritual weapon can attack. You had it on ear dangle, is that right? Or did you have it on the one on Alessandra?
I had it on prong.
Yeah, spine prong. Okay, so what do you want to do? You're in the corridor. You can see spine.
With that.
Yeah.
On the weak one. So that's 18.
There's a hit. Oh, this might do it.
And I do 6 points of damage.
So close. It's
close.
Teetering. What else can you do?
And with my action, with my bonus action, I'm going to start putting wax in my ears. Is that interacting with an object, or is it an action?
No, that's an action. I think you have to take it out
wax in my ears.
Apply it.
I'm sure I've got plenty of wax in my ears anyway. He's that kind of guy.
Well, take the wax out of one ear, yeah? And put it in the other. Just swap them over.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
And then my bonus action will start rate...
you can't.
Can't I?
You've just used your bonus action to attack with spiritual weapon.
No, the weapon will attack for free.
Oh, yeah, it's only if I change target.
Yeah, that's right. So you have got a bonus action.
I'm going to activate my boots of speed.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to move up behind Parker.
Okay, so you're stacking yourselves up in this corridor on the way into this hall, right?
Yeah, so my ears are blocked. I've got my speed activated.
Yes, your spiritual weapon attacked and you've moved. Sessions on 13.
Right, okay. I think I'm the origin of the silence spell, yeah?
Yes, you cast it, yep.
Yep, that's what I thought.
So
It is, so I don't have the spiritual guardians. I can't turn them off. I don't seem to be able to turn the shading off.
Oh, well, don't worry about that. I could probably do that for you.
Yeah. So for now, I'll do Toll the Dead on Spiny Prong.
Ooh, rolling a 16.
So yeah, it's 15, so that is enough.
Is that it?
No, I'll summon my spiritual weapon.
You summon your spiritual weapon as a bonus action.
Yeah, 60 feet, so I think I can summon it behind it, or on Spiny Prong anyhow.
Okay, so we've got your spiritual weapon and we've got Irisi Bearclaw's spiritual weapon or whatever,
okay.
both appearing, and it can attack in this turn.
Yep.
Yes, it can.
Armor class 24.
That's a hit. I mean, there's a number, and that's enough.
7.
It collapses to the ground.
That's pretty much done. I think we want silence still there, yeah?
No, it's them.
Yeah, until we get loads of worms.
First of all, let's roll that d6. Talking of worms, Alessandra, those 2 worms that were on you at the end of last turn have now burrowed into you. You take 2 points of damage as they start working their way through your body.
I haven't had a round, have I?
Yeah. You had an action. You used your rapier with a miss, and then you attacked with a crossbow.
I completely forgot that I had worms.
You were caught up in the heat of the battle. You decided to push the attack.
The worms.
And the worms have gone into your body.
And everybody forgot to remind you.
That's fine.
Exactly
I couldn't have heard them anyway because of the silence spell.
That's true. They could have been shouting, "Worms, get the worms off you, you bloody idiot!"
All right.
And you wouldn't have heard them. "You fucking incompetent fool!" They could have been shouting.
Yes, most likely, actually.
Don't forget the worms, only a fucking... Yeah, anyway.
You moron!
You moron, you imbecile would forget the worms, they were shouting, but you couldn't hear them.
No.
Right. So that's that. The ghouls in the room are faced with a choice. Do they shut the door? Quite tempting. They are not going to shut the door yet. So, first of all, Limpy is going to shuffle into the corridor after Alessandra. Does both... it's their only reaction, but both spiritual weapons can have a strike on Limpy as he leaves their threatened areas.
Okay, Crushing Coin is a 23.
Yeah, that's a hit. How much damage on Limpy?
5 points of damage.
And does the bear claw attack as well?
Okay, D20 plus 5. 15.
15 is a hit. 15 is a hit, yep.
3 points of damage.
Okay, well, it looks a little bit dinged as it escapes from those 2 spiritual weapons, and it shuffles up to Alessandra, and it makes a couple of slam attacks. The first attack hits armor class 20.
That's a hit. I will use my...
Yeah, uncanny dodge to reduce the damage from 7 to whatever you reduce
3.
it to.
Half.
And you have another worm on you. And then it attacks you again, rolling a 16, hitting armor class 22.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
Doing another 5 points of bludgeoning damage and another worm. So now you've got 2 worms on you, 2 worms in you. Yes.
Do we remember how long the worm burrowing?
I'm pretty certain when I read these things that the worms that were deposited on people started burrowing straight away, but I'm waiting until the next go. So you've got a couple of worms on you.
Okay. It's 1 to 4 rounds, isn't it?
You think? Yeah, well, I mean, you're not quite sure how long you get once they're in, but it is not... You don't think it's a fixed number. You think there's a number that's going on.
It's a random number.
You don't know. I think that's what you sort of established. That was your assessment the last time you had to deal with these. Now, Eardangle is going to keep throwing worms at Alessandra.
Okay.
Hitting armor class 16 is not going to be enough. And hitting armor class 17.
Yep, that's a hit.
You've got another worm on you. 3 worms.
3 worms on, 2 worms in.
Yeah, 3 worms on. You are now
screwed, man.
in a big wormy pile of poo.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's have a look. The big thing might flex its muscles, might engage with you. It's scowling at you all like you've interrupted it. Well, you have actually interrupted its lunch. It points its finger down the corridor. It utters some deep demonic incantation. Parker, Burple, Sessions, and Bugraft. A burst of mind-jangling psychic energy just explodes in the corridor in between you. Can all of you make intelligence saves?
Oh, bloody hell.
God.
Come
DC
on, we're all thick.
17.
Oh
Please.
my lord, not a chance.
DC 17.
Mm-hmm.
We've all maxed out on things other than intelligence. Okay.
Yeah, that was something that
17! 18!
Oh my lord. Made it.
Yes!
Okay.
Is this a save that we really, really want to make that save?
I kind of, if you want to make this. What's your intelligence modifier, Burple?
0.
Okay, and a 2 there.
16.
Well, it's
That's
actually a
so
1.
annoying.
Well, you got your Ort dice. Frank
Do
Guide
it.
Storyteller.
Frank Guide
Dr. N
Storyteller,
rolls a
should I
2.
use
Yeah,
Ort
I'll
dice?
use an Ort dice.
And Parker? What did Parker get?
Fucking hell. I don't know.
Oh dear. Ort dice are plenty. Right, let's get those Ort dice rolling.
11.
Can't do it.
9. You can't do it.
Can't just add my Ort dice to my original
No,
roll.
that would be a really good Ort dice.
Yeah, it would.
Okay, so you
I
fail.
think we're all
Yeah.
dicing.
Purple. What about Parker? You going to
Yeah.
use your Ort dice?
I'm going to walk dice as well. Fuck it. Oh, for fuck's sake. An 8
dear, even with
plus
the Ort
4.
dice, you can't make it.
I've got a D6.
And the last person is Bugger
Hang
after
on.
rolled a 2. Do you
I'll
want to
keep a
use
beady
your...
eye on Parker, see what happens to him.
8 plus 4 is 12. Plus 4 is... Oh, no. 16 intelligence.
16
do I
is
see
not
what's
enough.
No
to
bless or anything running?
There's
No,
nothing
no.
like that running. What about
Fuck's sake.
Bugraft? What do you want to do? Do you want to use your
Do
Ort
I
dice, or do you want
see
to just...
what's happening to Parker in front of me?
What, it's some sort of weird instant moment where you...
Yeah.
No.
Where he sort of
Travel back
shrivels
in
up.
time.
You must decide... You're making the save at the same instant. And
Okay,
then
but it's a wave of psychic, you're saying?
it feels like something is just jangling in the very core of your mind.
Not necrotic, but psychic.
I mean, it's difficult. I don't want to be specific, but I mean, you don't feel that it's... No, you feel like it's your mind is being zapped.
I mean, it's an intelligence check.
It's an intelligence save.
I think if it's just damage, I might be all right.
Well, I mean,
I don't know. Is it? Would you recommend me using my Ort dice? Or you can't say.
I can't. I mean, I've volunteered the fact that you have Ort dice.
Okay.
For
all
those
right,
of you
I'll
who
roll
may
an
not
Ort
have
dice
remembered, but that's not the same as saying that you have to use it. I've got far worse things that you. I mean, I'd say personally save my Ort dice for that screech sound. But anyway, no, not really.
then. If it's a save that if I fail, that I'm going to spend the rest of the evening crouching in a corner, not doing anything, then I'd rather use the Ort
Bugraft.
dice.
Your worst nightmare.
Isn't it always best thing to make sure you don't get knocked out at the beginning?
Okay.
Too late.
Wise Graham. I've got the platinum advice.
Yeah, the platinum
I'll roll
contract.
an Ort dice. So here we
Okay.
go. -1 on this, and then I've got to add D6 to this.
D6. Yeah, -1 on that.
Oh, it's 1. It doesn't matter. I'm a
you get to
hobbit.
re-roll.
I get
Yeah,
to
you get to
re-roll.
re-roll. Yeah.
So
Here
they're
we
getting
go.
all the shit dice rolls out.
Yeah, let's
early
do
on.
it. Yeah.
It's a natural
From a 1
20.
to a
20.
Natural 20 and you're okay. Right. If you saved, you take half of the following damage. Everybody waiting to see this. It's not that
6
bad.
points of damage.
Yeah, 6 points of damage saved to half.
And Mike has burnt away all of those Ort dice.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I wanted to do. No, it's a little bit more than that, but it's not the end of the world. It's 33 points of psychic damage saved to half. So 16 if you saved.
33.
That's not all, though.
Oh.
If you failed, you feel muddled, Burple and Parker. You feel like you're going to be acting suboptimally for a while, almost like the reverse of an Ort dice, almost. Yeah. What you have to do is every time for the next minute that you make an attack roll or an ability check or have to make a Constitution save to maintain concentration in a spell, you must deduct the roll of a d6 from that attack or skill check or whatever.
Okay.
That's the material of effect of the nerve jangle. You're just completely shaken.
Do we get no save every round?
That's all you get. That's a big grown-up spell delivered by a grown-up person to a bunch of grown-ups. And it laughs. It goes... and stomps off back through the double doors again into where the green illumination is flooding from. And it is Burple, or what's left of Burple, on 5.
I think before that, I have to concentrate to maintain the silence spell.
Oh dear. Let's make that concentration
so 16,
save.
8, it's 10. It's DC 10, yeah?
It's DC 10 or half the damage, so yeah, DC 10, concentrate, you're going to be fine. Constitution save. Ooh, you're not going to be fine.
I'm going to... I think we want this, yeah?
Mm.
The silence, we think that's important?
Mm.
Yeah, but can you do another one that's on a pebble, that's mobile?
They're not mobile.
Oh.
I'm going to use my luck to re-roll this.
Yeah. Made it. Okay. Next. Is that it for you, Sessions?
No, that was just...
Sorry, it's Burple. Burple. Burple on 5.
This guy, hinge-head.
Right, yeah. Sitting right in the middle of the hallway, wiggling his enormous tongue at you.
Can he make an intelligence saving throw?
Sure. Are you casting a spell?
I am casting a spell. It's an intelligence, DC 14.
Oof.
Is he immune, unless he's immune to fear?
Yeah, well, he's not going to do very well with this because his intelligence is not very good.
Yeah, but you always bloody do.
Right.
God's sake.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
It goes. It's giant.
Yeah.
It's giant. Muppet head goes.
Basically, you're a Muppet head. And I will.
It's time to eat the party.
I will.
Yep. Step back into the silence.
No, I'll stay there.
Stay on the other side of the silence. Okay, and finally, bottom of the round. On 4, 3 worms on, 2 worms in. It is Alessandra. Now, Alessandra, do you want to know what you need to do?
Yeah.
So, you need to make a medicine check. It's a DC 15 medicine check.
Oh, great.
To extricate one of these things with a sharp object. The tip of your rapier is okay. I would rule a crossbow bolt will probably do the same job. You're going to do 1 to 3 points of damage on yourself in the process of cutting something out. And you can do 1 per turn. Is that how you'd like to spend your turn? You've got 3 on you that are all going to burrow into you next turn. You can get rid of 1 of those per attack.
Okay.
So if you've got 2 attacks, you can get rid of 2 worms, leaving 1 on the surface and 2 in. I mean, there's all sorts of choices, all sorts of permutations. It's fun. It's all sorts of permutations. Yeah.
Okay.
What would you like to do? And finally, just a final thing. We're not certain how long you get when these things are inside you. Yeah.
No,
but
I got it.
You're about to get to the end of the. You're about to. The second round of burrowing is about to commence.
I can get rid of 2 of them and a move. In the past, has anybody else been able to get the worms off other people, the ones that are buried?
Yeah, with an attack.
Yeah,
a buried, yes, with a medicine check.
Rightly,
yeah. So
as long as they got a sharp object on them, they can make a medicine check, DC, and
So what I'm going to do
bit of damage.
is I'm going to get rid of 2 of them off me using my 2 attacks. I'm going to use the bonus action as the disengage. Oh no, sorry, not. I'm not going to be able to disengage. I'm just going to have to take an attack of opportunity, and then I'm going to do a move.
Okay, so you're running basically back through the others, away from Limpy.
Away from Limpy, and I'm actually can move up to, because I've got my mobile speed of 40. I can move.
So absolutely bugging out of dodge, right back to the room at the bottom of the. Yeah,
I'm saying to the guys, I've got worms inside me. Help.
Yeah, so you've got 2 inside you. You've got 1 on you.
Yeah.
The opportunity attack, just in case that adds another worm, it doesn't. It misses you as you run away. Top of round 3, it is Parker on 20. What do you want to do? You've got Limpy now standing in front of you now that Alessandra has dashed back past you into the room behind you.
How wounded is Limpy looking?
Limpy doesn't look very wounded. I'm not going to dress it up for you. Limpy's been hit with a spiritual weapon that's pretty much it.
What's our general plan here, chaps? Are we going to press forward or are we going to drop back?
I can step forward in front of you and start attacking.
But I'm just checking. So our plan is to keep pushing on with you three guys doing range attacks from the back. Or...
Well, Alessandra is going to move up at some point, but Purple might.
Okay, right. Well, if that...
Alessandra is just temporarily embarrassed of being a bit wormy.
Yes.
I'm sure it's a minor thing that will pass.
It's a better Bugraf if you move ahead of me and I use my range attack.
Yeah, I can do that.
Right, okay. Well, I will do that. Okay, so I'll give him the full whack with the flurry of blows.
Right, you're using your Fangs of the Fire Snake again?
Yes.
Do these cost you key points or anything?
Yes, I'm crossing them off.
It's a 3, it's not good.
That's a 9 in total.
9 is a miss.
Okay, second
Hurrah!
attack.
Boo.
11.
11 is a miss.
Oh, Jesus. Oh.
Damn
A
it.
natural 20.
You want to gamble, Parker?
No.
No. All the fun's gone out of this.
Yeah, I know.
Nobody gambles anymore. All the
It's
people with
just, I
computers,
just do enough.
calculating your thing with the spreadsheets and it's all clipboards and all the joy has been sucked out of it. Used to be cheeky little bit of northern accent.
Missing
Word
out
gamble.
on the not worth missing out on the damage.
Bit of game show glitz and a bit of fun, but no, all done now.
It's all been taken away
It's
from
all
you.
been taken away.
So that's 5, 10, 13 points of damage.
Yeah, okay, well now it doesn't look quite so happy. I mean, it never looked happy, I'll be honest. It's a sort of limping, cadaverous worm ghoul. But, you
The
know.
final one is
Oh, another. That's a hit. That's a hit. Yeah, that's going to be a hit. Yep.
Is it looking seriously wounded?
It is not. No,
So
it
it's
is
not
looking.
like another
it is,
attack could put it over the edge.
no, nothing like that.
Okay, so well,
And certainly not an attack like that.
3, that's another 6, and then I'll do another key point
Wow.
and 1. So 7 points.
Oh, I see. That was a little extra
Yeah.
Brucey bonus damage, right? To use another game show term, not that you would understand game show terms, obviously, because you don't watch them or ever laugh or ever enjoy yourself. Anything else from Parker in that rather grim, mechanical?
No, that was grim, mechanical, efficient, fast.
Yeah. Okay, well, I mean, it was easy to admire, difficult to love. That's what I'd say about that round. Right. Uncle Buggy.
Right, he's moving under the green thing in front of me, darting under his legs,
Yes.
popping up the other side, takes his massive great
Chopper.
axe out and
Yep.
hits Limpy.
Yep, attacking Limpy.
And before he does that, he's going to start raging.
Limpy goes, Limpy! At you.
Sorry, that's the wrong.
I'm not sure what I'm watching here. You're just randomly rolling dice, not telling me what you're doing. What's the deal?
He's doing 1d6 plus 4, obviously.
No, sorry, I pushed the wrong button.
Yeah.
Here we go. Sorry, that's the wrong button again.
Yeah, why don't we just try something D20 based?
Come on, Johnny, you can do
I
it.
should have a frostband raging.
You can do this.
Getting an 11.
An 11, is that a hit?
An 11 is a miss,
Bugger.
I'm afraid. I'm sorry, but it is.
And again.
Yes. Rolling a 5.
11.
Another, is that another
Sorry,
11?
can I say I pushed the wrong button again?
Fast
No,
and
it was.
efficient.
It was. I wasn't supposed to push that button. I was supposed to put another one.
Yeah.
The
Anyway, so there we
D20
go.
one.
So
But it
the
hits.
giant...
I
giant
can't
chopper.
redirect my spiritual weapons. I've already used my bonus action. As Graham
Right.
pointed out.
So
So
we're
it's just
done.
hovering there.
Oh, with Uncle Buggy. Is that it?
Yes.
that all we
Slow
got?
and inefficient.
It was
Very
inefficient.
slow.
It was ineffective.
Very
But it
inefficient.
was
It was
more
quite-
fun.
well-
Do you know what? It was more fun. Let's face it. It was more fun than Parker's round, wasn't it? You know?
That's true.
Sessions on 13.
Right. Well,
I don't want to... Whatever. But they go next, guys.
right. Okay. Well, there's one wormy on Alessandra, is there?
There's
Yeah,
one
one
on and two in.
Two in. I'm kind of hoping if you've got anything to skewer me with. Have you got a prong?
Well,
Please. Try and...
the problem is I don't have a prong.
Okay, well, in which case...
Oh no, I have a crossbow bolt.
Yeah, okay. That's lucky.
From the cross,
Gouges it in
it's
and it
obvious-
snaps.
And you've got medicine.
I actually have medicine and a crossbow bolt, so I will try and gouge out with my action.
Roll a d20, add your medicine skill. Tell me what number you get.
Come on, Graham.
7.
It's a 7. You stab the... Do you want to use your lucky feat?
You don't have to, Graham. Honestly...
Is it a feat? Whatever it is. Do you want to use
my
your
lucky skill?
Your lucky thing? I mean, now is the time. You've got your one opportunity. I mean, you don't have to, but...
You don't have to.
I won't. I'll tell you now, 7 is not looking great.
He's got lucky feet. It means he doesn't trip over very often.
I tell you what, because I'm feeling the power, I'm going to try it with the luck.
Okay.
See whether Misfortune
moments.
Thinks that...
yes, does Misfortune. Is it going to
be that Alessandra is worth saving?
Is it going to be ladders or is it going to be snakes? Let's roll. Let's flip the coin of fate.
17.
70. You successfully, using the crossbow bolt, extricate a worm from Alessandra. It was just up in the rib cage, just below the armpit.
Nice.
On its journey to wherever the hell it was going. And now it's not. It's now dead, skewered on the end of a crossbow bolt.
And with my bonus action, I shall move the crushing coin to continue whacking at Lumpy.
Limpy.
Limpy. Is it Limpy? Yeah.
Yeah, Limpy hates it when people get his name wrong. Gets his name wrong. But anyway,
I take some damage, don't I? I take.
You do. You take a D3 damage. I'll roll for you because I'm always nice. 2 points of piercing damage, as that worm is removed.
Thank you.
Okay, so you got 1 out and 1 in.
The crushing coin on Limpy Lumpy 25.
Oh, that's a hit on Limpy Lumpy.
Limpy Lumpy 25.
For 7
25
points of
sitting
force
on the
damage.
shoe. What? How much?
7.
7. Sorry, I was singing my Limpy Lumpy. 25.
I'm not sure where the shoe came in from.
I don't know. I mean, it had to be somewhere, didn't it? Right. Well, it. Yes, I mean, it had to. You know, it's got to
probably
sit
over
somewhere.
there with the cheese.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Oh, you've. Okay. You
found
know
the
that
shoe.
song.
And that's sort of me done, I think.
Shionzo. Right.
I don't
Now,
think I'm going to move this round, so...
Alessandra,
Yes.
you've now got 2 in. Just going to roll the dice.
No, I thought I got 1 in.
It's
No, I
purple.
didn't have 1 in.
Yes,
Purple next.
you had 1 in.
I had
and
3
you had 2
on.
in it.
I had 3 on and 2 in. I've
Yes,
had.
and then
I got
then
rid
you
of
had
2
1 on
and
yeah,
2
you had
in.
1 on and 2 in, and then
And I've now got
Sessions
1 on
has
and
got
1
rid
in.
of, that's right, and it's its turn.
Oh, so then it's 2 in and none on.
And now you've got 2 in, but one of them is behind the other one.
Yeah.
Just going to roll the dice here. Okay, well, interesting, very interesting. Yep. That first one is, going some, Alessandra.
Right.
It's inside the rib cage.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of heading up inside under the breastbone,
Thank you.
heading for kind of the collarbone area. That's where it is in this turn. The other one does a bit of burrowing, it starts wiggling its way towards your inevitable doom.
Yeah.
Now, Uncle Buggy, Limpy, goes, slams at you with Limpy, with its fists, hitting armor class 22, Uncle Buggy.
Saved.
That is 8 points of bludgeoning damage. You can half that, obviously.
4,
Yep.
yes.
And you have a worm on you. And then the second attack.
Fucking bastard.
Oh, only rolling a 5. That's very disappointing. And then it is going to... it's too stupid to do anything tactical. Ear dangle. Oh, I'm going to roll a d6. Now, rolling a d6. No, it's a 4. Ear dangle doesn't know what to do. Ear dangle is going to sort of slough off. You can't see ear dangle anymore. Disappeared somewhere. Don't know. Where's ear dangle gone, you wonder to yourself. Is ear dangle here or is ear dangle there? Sorry. Hinge-head is hanging back. Half skull staggers up. Sessions and Burple and Alessandra, can you all give me perception checks, please?
Perception.
Okay, I'm behind you.
Getting a
22.
26 with an natural 20.
Good perception checks. You hear a couple of things. First thing you hear is that through the door, it's closed, that leads to the little staircase that leads up to the wine cellar. You think you just heard the kind of shuffling of some movement.
Great.
The second thing is that from down in the pit,
Yeah, that's why I thought
you
it
hear
would
the faintest sound of a sort of squelchy slurp. Quite distant, quite remote, but a squelchy slurping
are on the
noise.
way.
You made some big rolls, so you're kind of, because you work at Subway.
When you say down the pit, do you mean down the well or down where the big bug is?
I mean down the well behind you.
Okay, yeah.
If you'd heard some sounds.
You're
and from where the giant bug is, you hear... Yeah. That is almost it for this turn, except for one thing. Sessions, Burple, and Alessandra. Just as you were thinking that things couldn't get any worse, you hear a kind of... and appearing behind you...
noise.
Teleporting thing with Hooves.
Is your friend Mr. Hoofy. Just appears in the corridor between you and the pit.
Okay.
Glowering at you. It stands there. It raises its hammer on high. Sessions, you notice something about this thing. As it raises the hammer with one hand, points a finger crackling with magical energy at you with the other. You look at this thing, and it reeks of demonic energy. And then you notice there's something else about it, and that is that it has got one green and one grey eye.
It's him.
And it hisses at you, draws the hammer back, and we'll pick it up next week.
Oh, you...
The Billowing Hilltop podcast is a Billowing Hilltop production. Dungeons & Dragons is a trademark of Wizards of the Coast. The Champion's Belt and Age of Worms are copyright Paizo. The Champion's Belt was written by Tito Lietti. Music is from Kevin MacLeod and Incompetech.com and is used with thanks under the Creative Commons license. Additional music and sound effects come from the wonderful Sirenscape. All other original material is copyright Billowing Hilltop. Role-playing games are all about getting people together, and we use Roll20 as our tabletop, the perfect place to host your game, and Discord to host our chat. Thanks for listening.
Are you looking for a D&D podcast with a dark side? Something more like Game of Thrones and less like Monty Python? Tale of the Manticore is part dark fantasy audio drama, part solo D&D RPG. There's no plot armor here. The dice make all the important decisions. Join me as I resurrect the excitement, wonder, and emotion of old school D&D. Made for a mature audience, Tale of the Manticore is both a fiction and a game. It's the story where chaos rolls.